Ping is a tool that we use all the time just to do basic connectivity testing. So I'm going to jump down, let's take a look at this tool. It's available everywhere. I'm going to launch PowerShell on my Windows computer and size things so we can see it a little bit better. And I'm going to ping 8.8.8.8. That's one of Google's DNS servers. And I see a reply. So let's take a look at this. What does this actually mean? Well, I sent 4 requests out to Google to see if it exists. Google's server responded saying, "Yep, I'm here." And I got that reply back. So it wasn't a big request, 32 bytes of data. The time it came back in 51 milliseconds. You want that to be as low as possible. That's latency. So how long did it take from to get that packet between me and Google? So 51 milliseconds, that's pretty good. Pretty darn fast. And then I see the TTL over here. That's the time to live. So different computer systems will start with different time to live values. It might be, you might start with 128, you might start with 255, you might start with 64. But that's a total number of routers that your packet will go through before it just gives up, basically. And so if your packet got stuck in a loop on the internet and it couldn't find its destination, eventually it would just be dropped. So we can kind of get an idea of how many routers this went through looking at that time to live packet. So the output will look a little bit different on Windows versus Linux, but we have the basic information here. Most important is you do want to get a successful reply. I got 4 packets received. I sent 4, so I lost 0%, so that's good. And one thing that's good is that all of the time, the latency, those values are pretty close. If I got 51 milliseconds, 52 milliseconds, 500 milliseconds, then 49 milliseconds, that might mean that I have an unsteady network connection because one of my packets took a long time to respond. The fact that these are very consistent, that's a good thing. Now, ping can be used for other tests. Like if I just want to check, can I resolve domain names? I can ping google.com. And yes, so when I pinged google.com, my computer did a DNS request to figure out where the heck is google.com. Now on my home network, I'm running IP version 6. It's taking priority. That's why I see the IP version 6 IP address here. Most of the time you're going to see an IP version 4 address. It doesn't really matter, but it works just fine. A little bit faster this time. On this connection to google.com, this particular server for google.com maybe is being hosted closer to my geographic location, so it didn't have to didn't have to go that far. So that's good. 100% of my packets got where they needed to be. Latency is good. DNS resolution is good. If I tried to ping google.com and it couldn't find google.com, that would mean I have a DNS problem. We can, on Linux, by default, the ping command will run forever and ever until you press Control-C to cancel it. So on Linux, you can tell it the number of pings to run. On Windows, if I say ping $?, that'll show me the help. And so the syntax is slightly different. If I want to ping 5 times, I would use -n, whereas on Linux, I would use -c. So the programs don't work exactly the same, but in spirit they do. Like I could say ping -n 5 8.8.8.8, and it'll send 5 ping requests. So maybe I want to send 1,000 because I'm trying to troubleshoot something and I'm going to let that ping run. I could send 1,000 pings, try to fix my network. A lot of pings might fail, but as soon as I fix my network, those pings will start to succeed. And that could show me that, okay, yeah, I fixed the problem. Now, servers might block pings. So if I try to ping netflix.com, it timed out. So this means my ping was not successful. So I sent a request to Netflix, but Netflix is not giving me a reply. So what does this mean? It could mean a lot of things. It could mean that Netflix is down, or it could just mean that Netflix decided not to respond to the pings. And for years, I don't know why, Netflix just made the decision that Netflix is not going to respond to ping requests. So if I open up a new browser tab, let's see, I'll open up a new incognito window here, and I'll go to netflix.com. Netflix should load just fine. Yeah, Netflix is up, Netflix is working. So even though my pings failed, Netflix is still up. So it's just something to be aware of. Ping is a great tool for basic connectivity testing and troubleshooting, but we have to be judicious in how we analyze its output.